here, living the dream in January 2024, and return to the West starts in this episode. For those of you who watched the introduction video to this series a couple of weeks ago, you will know that I'm heading back to Phoenix. It is a business trip, and it's, I'm not sure what I'm going to be able to bring you of this one, but I'll try my best. Now, I don't normally vlog these domestic flights here in the UK, but today's flight from Glasgow down to London Heathrow in economy, or BA Euro Traveller as they call it, is on board one of the British Airways' fairly new Airbus A321 Neos, which I've not been on before, and it'll be interesting to see what their service is like now, because I believe even in economy they're serving coffee and snacks. Let's see how that goes. And yeah, let's be absolutely clear, guys, that the pandemic is well and truly over, and British Airways have no excuse but to get back to pre-19 service. Whether they do or not is another story. The flight's due to leave at 4:10 this afternoon. Looking at flight radar, looking at the BA website, it is scheduled still for 4:10 this afternoon. It'll still be light here when we leave, so I'll get some decent video out the window, but it'll be dark when we land in Heathrow. But moving on to Heathrow, I'm going to be staying tonight at the Premier Inn Terminal 2 and 3 at London Heathrow. I stayed at this hotel last January due to my cancelled flight from Glasgow over to Phoenix. And I'm going to vlog a little bit about this because, as you all know, I love Premier Inns. I think they offer a very consistent service. But I paid a little bit extra for the room that I'm staying in tonight. They call it a Premier Plus room. So it'll be interesting to see what is different about a Premier Inn Premier Plus room, and I will show you that later on in the video. So anyway, the taxi's due to pick me up at 1:30. I'll be off to Glasgow Airport and then hopefully London and the Premier Inn tonight before flying on American Airlines from London Heathrow across to Phoenix Sky Harbour tomorrow, and that will be in the next episode. So let's go to Glasgow. Let's go to Heathrow, guys.
Hi, I'm Graham, and this is my wife Fiona, and we have always had a work hard, play hard philosophy. From London to New York, and of course the Caribbean, we live our dream through travel. And of course, the odd cocktail. And here on YouTube, we create our memories while living our dream. So come and join us as we share our memories with you. My taxi driver dropped me off at the drop-off pickup zone next to the multi-storey car park in Glasgow Airport. And I don't know how you feel about it, but I certainly think that the car park charges for dropping off and picking up at UK airports has got completely ridiculous. Looking back at the highway robber days here in the United Kingdom, I do think that Dick Turpin at least wore a mask. Glasgow Airport are robbing people in plain sight. Last year, Glasgow Airport were charging just over £6 to stay for 1 hour in the downstairs of the main car park, which is where I'm walking to now. But at some point in late 2023, they changed this to something like 20 minutes or 30 minutes. Basically, they doubled the prices, and I do think, guys, that is daylight robbery. And remember, guys, that I'm travelling in British Airways Euro Traveller this afternoon, and that basically means economy. So I'm sitting down the back. And I think as a bronze member of the British Airways Executive Club, I am entitled to check in at the business class check-in desk. But the line here, economy, didn't seem that long, so I just went there instead. I didn't want to film the girl that was checking me in, but I have to say, guys, she was absolutely excellent, very friendly, and she was able to get me a boarding pass for the American Airlines flight tomorrow morning, something that I was unable to do online. Anyway, whoever this lady was, she was incredibly pleasant and an absolute credit to British Airways. We even had a laugh about why I was going down the night before, because I didn't trust British Airways to get me down the next morning. As a result of all of the recent problems that I'd had with British Airways over the years prior to this. What was very interesting is that she said that there only had been 1 or 2 cancellations since the new year. So you never know, guys, British Airways might be back to their pre-pandemic service levels. Right, time to get myself upstairs and through security. As you can imagine, guys, I didn't film the security process, but what I will say is it was quite quiet in Glasgow today and I was through in no time at all. And at this point, I had just under 2 hours to my flight, so it would be boarding in just over 1 hour's time. So there was plenty of time to go for a Friday afternoon pint. Just under an hour before my flight, it was time to head to the gate, and it was gate 19 in the British Airways shuttle departure area here in Glasgow Airport. And it was interesting to see that they're doing some renovation work around gate number 21 and 22 here in the shuttle lounge. But as you can see, our Airbus A321neo was sitting at gate 19 ready to take us down to London Heathrow. And I didn't bother filming the boarding process, guys. Because I'm an Executive Club Bronze member, I was in boarding group 3, so I was soon sitting comfortably in seat 20A on board this 5-year-old British Airways Airbus A321neo. Let's have a look at today's flight on Flight Radar 24. We departed runway 23 in Glasgow in the direction of Irvine and Kilmarnock in Ayrshire, before turning left at a southeasterly direction towards Dumfries and Galloway and the Scottish border with England at Cumbria. We then continued southeast over Cumbria, Lancashire, flying overhead between Manchester and Liverpool, and then starting our descent over the West Midlands, just to the north of Birmingham. We then started our approach into Heathrow and runway 27 left, overhead northern London in the direction of the Olympic Village at Streatham, and then a right-hand final overhead the Millennium Dome and London City Airport. And as you will see shortly, it was getting dark when we finally made our approach into London Heathrow's runway 27 left. And as I said earlier, we did this on board a 5-year-old Airbus A321neo. In economy, or should I say BA World Travel, we were all given a bottle of water and offered something sweet or savoury. I chose the sweet option, which was a Rocky bar. And I know that I said at the beginning of this episode that I thought British Airways were now serving tea and coffee in economy. Well, no, they're not, guys. I was wrong on that one. And as the sun began to set, we started making our approach to runway 27 left at London's Heathrow Airport. taxied into Heathrow's Terminal 5, it was clear we would be parking on a remote stand this evening, which would only mean one thing, and that was going to be a bus ride into the terminal itself. And as I had a bag to collect, it was time to head to baggage reclaim. And what was really interesting, for the first time ever, I'd put an AirTag in my case, so I was able to track it from the remote stand right over here to the domestic baggage reclaim at Terminal 5. And it wasn't long, guys, until my bag finally arrived. And from previous experiences, baggage reclaim here at the domestic side of Terminal 5 has always typically been very slow, but not tonight, guys. It was actually very reasonable. And as a result, what I would say is this British Airways Euro Traveller service from Glasgow down to London Heathrow wasn't a bad flight at all. From the really nice check-in agents in Glasgow to a near on-time departure and an on-time arrival here in Heathrow, maybe, guys, British Airways is back to their pre-pandemic normal. So there you go, guys. For the first time in years, Graham is praising British Airways. Anyway, back to tonight. It was time to order an Uber to collect me from Terminal 5 and take me over to the Premier Inn. For those of you who are interested, Uber picks you up from Section R on the first floor of the multi-storey car park here in Terminal 5 at Heathrow. And this is where I'm heading right now. And as you can tell from everyone standing around, this is Section R, where Uber picks up at Terminal 5. And I hope you understand, guys, that I didn't film the Uber experience on the short 5-minute journey from Terminal 5 to the Premier Inn, Terminal 2 and 3 here at Heathrow.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Premier Inn at Heathrow Terminal 2 and 3 here in London. I hope you enjoyed that little 1 hour flight on board British Airways in Euro Traveller economy class from Glasgow down to London. There really wasn't much to show you after I left the Uber bay on floor 1, Section R for Romeo at Heathrow's Terminal 5. The Uber driver was really super funny. In fact, he was texting with me as he was making his approach and he was really keeping me up to date. So he definitely got a good tip. Anyway, right, what I want to do quickly now, I've booked a dinner tonight at 7:30. When I booked this room, I booked one of the meal deals in Premier Inn. That means I get dinner, bed, and breakfast here at the hotel. So it's 2-course dinner, including 1 beer or wine. You know what that'll be for me. And then tomorrow morning, it'll be the buffet breakfast. So let's quickly have a look at what this room is. It is a Premier Plus room, I think it said. I'll put the description below here. But anyway, what is the room like? It's really quite nice. I love Premier Inns, as you know, but there's this little desk. It's definitely an upgraded room. Coming round, chair, that looks like it's something out of an old person's home. Anyway, I'm not complaining. And a super Hypnose bed. It's a king size Hypnose bed. Now, they did talk about USB sockets, and as you can see above the 3-pin electrical 220/240 socket, there is a USB socket. That means I can charge the phone at night. And then coming around, TV on the wall. I never watch TV in a hotel. Little hanging space, ironing board and an iron, and a mirror, as you can see. And again, the other side of the bed, exactly the same lights and a 3-pin plug with USB. Coming out, there is hanging space here as well. As I hung up my coat and my jumper. And then coming into the bathroom, this is really where the big change is here at Premier Inn. As you can see, it's not tiled, it's like, I think we call it beauty board here. Shower cubicle rather than over bath. And then a toilet and sink. You know, guys, it's perfectly functional for one room. I think I booked this about 2 weeks ago. The cost, I think, was £93 all in. That's dinner, bed and breakfast. And I did book the flex rate because being business, being January, and you never know if your flight's going to get cancelled, for the extra £6 or something it cost to go flex was definitely worth it, or certainly it is for me. But I could have cut the cost by just booking the basic room. I think the absolute most basic room was about £53 for the night, and then you add I think £26 for dinner and breakfast in their meal deal package. So again, I probably could have got it for just under around £80. So this room is a little bit more expensive, maybe £10 to £15, so not going to break the bank. But yeah, I really like it. I think it is an awesome room. As I say, I love Premier Inn, really super fantastic friendly staff here checking me in, and when I went over to the restaurant to book a table. So that's it, guys. I'm going to go down for dinner in about half an hour, and I will do a quick sum up later on. There's even a coffee machine, guys. I didn't notice that when I was doing my filming there. Actually, a really nice espresso machine, kettle, 2 cups, etc. So definitely, I feel for like an extra tenner and maybe £15. This room is a lot better. Oh, they did say there was a little fridge with a couple of bottles of water, which are complimentary. I could go down and buy, soft drinks if I really wanted. In fact, I may go down and buy an orange juice later on to take up to bed with me. But yeah, it's really quite nice. Right, guys, that's me back in the room. It's just gone 9 o'clock. Got myself a Costa cappuccino, got an orange juice for through the night, and I've just downloaded all of the content that I took today onto my laptop and freed up the camera for more content tomorrow. The one thing I want to talk about quickly is when you book a Premier Inn Premier Plus room, you get access to their ultra fast Wi-Fi. Very, very simple. You get a code in your receipt and you put it in. You get up to 3 devices. It is pretty quick. I downloaded 3 episodes of the American Nightmare, which was recommended to me by the taxi driver on the way over to Glasgow Airport this morning. So dinner was really good, guys. As I said, I think previously, £26 gets you a full buffet breakfast. That's for me tomorrow morning, and a 2-course dinner. So main meal and dessert. I had the peri peri chicken with corn on the cob, French fries, and I had the cheesecake vanilla ice cream for dessert. You also get a drink. I chose the Carling beer. Wasn't great. That's all there was tonight on offer, and it will do. So that's it, guys, for the night. I am going to shut down now. I'm going to go and watch American Nightmare, and if I have no nightmares, I'll get back to the morning. I'll tell you a good night's sleep I had, and then we'll get on our way to Phoenix on board American Airlines. But that is in the next video. Thanks for watching.